Hey guys, welcome back to Ken's Cinema Sofa. If it's your first time here, I'm your brother Ken. I'm a missionary in Japan, but this channel is all about exploring my other passion, awesome cinema and TV. I am an X-Men fan. I grew up with X-Men. Look, I was not gonna do reactions for this show, okay? I was gonna hold this show and have it only to myself. My friends back in America, they told me, Ken, you got to watch the show. You got to do reactions to it. I want to see your reactions. And I just told them by text, it's mine. It's all mine. But the more I started watching the show, the more I got so excited and proud of it because it really captures the books that I read. You got so many animated shows and even the MCU, they're great, but they don't adhere to the source material the same way that this show is doing, which the original animated series back in the 90s did as well, but this is like on another level, and the maturity level is like, I mean, they're showing stuff from the comics that I just never thought I would see on TV. And I'm just excited about it. I don't read the X-Men anymore. I may go back and just see where they are here and there. I do keep some of the original comics just for me. Being in Japan, I've been living overseas in Asia for 16 years. So I just bring these in their plastic sleeves just to kind of, you know, the nostalgic touch to remind me of home. And man, let me tell you, they really stuck to it. Storm there, for example, this era, she had the mohawk and everything. For people that's saying that it's woke or whatever, no, it ain't. Unless you consider woke just diversity from 40 years ago, 30, 40 years ago. The X-Men was always about diversity. That's the whole point of the book. I don't want to give too much away. I don't know where they're going with it, but the owl-looking demons there, right? Or you can see even better there. They're like the children of the adversary. I've already heard rumors about that at the end of this season, by the end, they're going to have new costumes or whatever. Man, I hope they do the arc that I love. The Australian X-Men, the X-Men in Australia. Oh, anyway. So yeah, look, this is X-Men 97, episode 5. I'm starting off with this. Get your snacks, get your movie snacks, TV snacks, whatever you're comfortable with. Snuggle up to your loved one or whatever, and let's get into it. Let's enjoy X-Men 97, episode 5. Gotta get my 7-Eleven sandwiches here. Ham and tomago. Ham and egg. I don't know what 7-Eleven is like back home right now. Do you guys, are you able to get stuff like this? We can get vegetables and fruit, fresh vegetables, fresh fruit in the 7-Elevens here in Japan. I don't know, in the States?
No organic virus strain, and the virus is already spreading rapidly.
This man only got enough juice for Nathan and I.
Take care, Jean. Call me Madeline Pryor.
So the Australian X-Men, when they went to live in Australia and operate from there, and Madeline Pryor was part of that group. So I hope that they, we'll see. Ooh, I get chills, nostalgia chills. All right, man. I like this remix. Now they're about to drop it. That looks so good. I went back recently and watched the original X-Men animated series, thinking it was gonna look somewhere close to this. Still, I love it. Trish Tilby.
Or is it nature herself?
Is it me or is that a character from the comics? Yeah. Man, this show is so detailed and respectful of the source material.
A school for mutants, founded by the late Professor Charles.
I love when they show the old photo
Not
of the
like
original
regular
X-Men.
boring. More
Chilling by the
hands-on,
fire, this
you know,
girl.
But with big death machines and vampire dinosaurs.
Desperate to belong.
But
Wow. That's hard, man. That's the real Jean. When was she taken? They got Magneto and Professor X. Wow. So I think like this storyline in the comics just ended, where the X-Men moved to their own. No, no, that was Krakow. That's the island, living island. It's like Disneyland. This is like Wakanda. A Wakandan version of the X-Men theme.
Madeline Pryor scored a top spot among Genosha's brass.
Wow. There must have been some time passed here.
The Master of Magnetism was surprised to receive an invite bearing the United Nations.
Imagine referring to yourself as the Master of Magnetism. The Master of Art and Illustration is pleased that you enjoy my paintings. Oh,
Hey, I'll be a wet bird on a
Meine Freunde! He shall play duelist as the council speaks
It's
with Magneto.
beautiful animation. I love that.
As long as he left those faithful killer monks of his back at the monastery.
Scimitar tongue, Gambit. You remain as always. Everything around us would not have been possible without the work of the X-Men.
Technically, Nightcrawler was an X-Man before Rogue, right? But I can forgive that.
More than a place.
I don't know if I like that pet on my head, man. Ah! Jamie Madrox. Dazzler. Ooh. Dazzler is part of the Australian X-Men.
It does not take a priest to see you on Rogue's souls. Touch in every gaze. Love is best measured in what we forgive.
I like that. Yeah, I forgot. Kurt is a priest, right?
Marvel Girl. I hear you're the X-Men.
Marvel Girl. That's her old name.
You're skipping the questions, too.
Hard to interview someone who can't tell which parts of her memories belong to her and which parts belong to her clone. He's grieving his son. Although the way he's avoiding me recalls a time.
That's so weird that she says his son.
He was scared, afraid the Phoenix had changed me.
I wanted to show her that nothing had changed.
I could already feel the universe speaking to me, like Scott used to, through our special psychic rapport.
Ah, that's right. In the comics, they have that. See, you can tell whoever made this, they must have grown up reading these comics.
Keep moving. The past will yank you under if you don't.
Wolverine's got his own epic story, man, in Japan. Here, of all places.
The only ever seen one of you, Red.
Oh!
You're Jean Grey. He's Scott Summers. Those are the rules.
Saw hospital records for one Nathan Charles Summers, born to Scott and Jean Grey Summers.
This is tough, man. Man, it's kind of hard to watch.
He called my kid a freak.
I came here today to give the X-Men a chance to show the world that mutants are just like us. You lie. Why lie?
Because you're normal.
Because people are normal.
I said because you're normal.
Because people lie.
Because I have to stomach your questions and prove that I'm a person. I lie because the truth is we're nothing like you. Thank God, because it's the only reason you people are still alive.
Wow. That was some tough, that was hard truth. Banshee. They even have him
You
speaking
need a handsome job.
in the Irish. Is it Irish or Scottish?
Don't go filling this man's head with such notions. Whose
She's
terrible
Scottish.
idea was
Sounds Jamaican, though.
You eclectic allotment of social climbers wish for me to rule Genosha. Huh. Hilarious.
And I may not like it, but if Charles trusts you with his X-Men, he trusts you with this.
She sounds Jamaican. That is not a good Scottish accent.
Like Moses in the Promised Land. He would carry the dream, but never live.
That's right. Magneto is of Jewish origin, so I like that he keeps referring back to his culture.
You shall have me on one condition.
You think making me your queen means we're getting back together?
It is a political calculation, Rogue.
You know what you're doing, man.
This was Xavier's design. It is why he gave me his X-Men. But I need help.
Acting like this is all about you and the professor.
As with Gambit, loving you makes broken men whole, so that even as you deny us, our heartache is not in vain.
Describe him to me.
I see him
It's just so weird.
everywhere.
It's like talking to her as if you explaining a stranger, right? But it has the baby's mother's face, but...
Don't tell me! You can explain!
Jean!
If you'll excuse us, Madeline.
Something wrong, Miss Pryor?
Oh, man. What's going on? Ooh. Ooh, this is rough.
A month, maybe. I was checking in after she moved overseas, but we...
Go to Genosha, be with my clone.
Well, in the comics,
What
he
you
did
saw on the
go
astral
away
plane
with
was
Madeline
confusion.
for a while.
She's the mother of my son.
Do you love her?
I love both of you.
What is going on, man? This is a little different in the comics, guys. So I mean, that's good though, because it's keeping me on my toes too. It's just close enough to feel nostalgic, but
The man seemed nice enough. Seemed to want to help. Just not like I thought.
yeah, not like I thought either. Not like, well, like I thought actually.
My power.
This dude is smooth, man. Well, he is like 90 years old, so he should be.
Telling Gambit the dang truth.
I can't touch you, Remy. Your heart may beat for me, but I can't feel it.
Till then, we be friends, mon ami.
Well, many a fella knows how that turns out. Man, animation is on point. I can see like they're trying to balance the new techniques of animation that we're used to living in the 21st century. Japanese animation influences, even, what is it? What If? But they're balancing that with the old animated X-Men style, right? I just want to make this note. I think the reason why the animated series, in the MCU to a higher degree than most live action, but the animated series of X-Men, most of all, it's so successful because it adheres so close to the source material, not just by character or event, but it has a flow that it respects, right? One story flows into another, cause and effect, just like in the comics. So it feels organic and natural. Whereas the movies, the X-Men movies, they just like cut up storylines from all over the books of 60 years of history and just use whatever they like. You hear countless directors say that they do that. But when you do that, you sacrifice coherence. To me, the only reason to do that is for the director's own hubris, right? So that they can put a stamp, their creative license stamp on it and say, hey, look, I made this. The way that you direct actors and get emotion out of a scene, that's a director's job. You can do that and still respect the flow of the storylines of the comics. They were written by adults, okay, not kids. So they knew what they were doing.
Most other nations don't allow a terrorist to be their leader.
Yet so many allow their leaders to be terrorists.
So Val is still like, yeah, she's not on his side. Oh. Okay. Oh, what's going on?
Get everybody out.
Cable? What is he doing here?
He's coming.
Cable, what's going on?
Body slide.
Eyes. You made it.
He's coming. Hee-hoo. Dude, Genosha cannot catch a break. Oh, Master Mole. Dang. Oh, man.
Oh, get to the gardens.
Ah. I'm caught between the trauma and the just gorgeousness of the animation right now.
But the Morlocks, they stuck in the bay.
Callisto.
Right under its belly. There's no way to them.
Man, this art is starting to look less like trying to copy the animated series from the 90s and more like the comic books. I'm starting to wonder, do they even need to bring X-Men into the MCU if they're doing it this good? Whoa. I shouldn't have been surprised that the Sentinels or whoever sent them would come after the Genosha Nation after they've done this.
They shall be avenged!
Whoa!
He promised Leech would never be scared again.
Oh wow, that's true.
X-Men are no friends to the Morlocks.
Yeah, the X-Men, do they not know about this? Woo! See, if they had Gateway or Leela Cheney Either of those mutants can teleport people across the world or the universe. The other X-Men could get here.
Hab keine Angst.
Omega threat eliminated.
God's always be in my favor.
Oh, what?
The name's Gambit, mon ami.
That's right. He can charge anything with kinetic energy.
Remember it.
What?
Regardless of your stance on recent world events,
Oh my.
the images you're about to see may be disturbing.
Oh my. Oh no.
I can't feel you.
What? I'm skipping ahead because I'm just like, wait a minute. It's got to be like I'm looking for something at the end. Oh man. I'm literally scratching my head. Okay, well, that was shocking. That was shocking. And I know the X-Men history very well. There are some people that know better than me, but as I said, I collected the comics. Still, I have some here. And wow. I was not expecting that. Because there's only 5 episodes in, and this was kind of like the new standard, right? Magneto is the leader of the X-Men. Wow, what an amazing shift, right? Just bringing that X-Men the animated series back in the first place, and they go and do something like this in episode 5, the midway point. Now, being X-Men, being comic books, you never know. Somebody could have teleported them beforehand. All kind, but the way it looks like this is a done deal. And the only thing I can think of, even with the Storm story and all of that, if they're gonna do the Australian X-Men, Madeline Pryor, Dazzler, Wolverine, Storm, Colossus, Havoc, Cyclops' brother Havoc was part of that group. And they went to live in Australia. And I don't want to give too much away, but let's just say that there's something that was given to them by celestial beings that had to do with living a new life if you were backed into a corner by the evil in the world. I don't want to say any more than that, but let's just say that is what happened, and Gambit was not part of that group. During that time, though, Magneto was the leader of the New Mutants, which is like, you know, not really the X-Men, but the students of the school, right? Like the X-Men are like the alumni, right? The graduates and teachers, and they're that team, but that's their function in the school, in Xavier's school. They do save the world, but what they usually do day to day is teach classes to the young mutants, the New Mutants. And in this era of the comics, in the story, the X-Men go off to Australia and start that new life, and Magneto is leading the New Mutants, right? And they had their own comics, the New Mutants, you know, which was, I mean, Jubilee would be considered a New Mutant, but at the time, the New Mutants were like, what, Cannonball, Sam Guthrie Cannonball, what's the girl, Ron Sinclair, the girl Wolfsbane. She could turn into like a wolf-like creature. It was cool. I liked those comics as a kid, preteen growing up, because they would have these adventures like at the mall and stuff, superhero fights at the mall while eating like hamburgers and shakes and stuff. But like, I'm just thinking, like, are they doing this because Gambit was not part of that? And and Storm met him after the Australian X-Men period, you know. So I'm wondering if they're trying to course correct to bring it to the comics, you know. If I could be thinking too hard, but I'm starting to see little pieces in place. If that's what they're doing, that would be so cool, because I love that era of the X-Men. Well, mad respect to this show, man. Mad respect. I don't know exactly what's going to go on. Even if I have an inkling of it, I still was shocked by this. I was playing like football player on the football field with all the videos on YouTube, reaction videos, trying to dodge this. I saw little, you know, reaction videos of people like, oh, and you know, X-Men 97 episode 5. I was like, no. But yeah, it still hit me, man. Wow. Anyway, guys, if you like my reaction, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, thumbs down. Like and subscribe. Come back for more. I'm glad to be on this journey with you and other X-Men fans. Let's go. Okay. So I will see you in the next one.